I'd like to call up firstly Doug from HINDSITE.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? That's good. Everyone hear me in the back? My name is Doug Hastings. I'm the CEO and founder of HINDSITE Industries. We are the leading wearable remote mentoring and knowledge management platform, purpose-built for the water industry and also many other industries for the last 4.5 years. Our reason for being is across industry right now, there's probably 4 fundamental things that we're trying to solve. Firstly is the communication issues that you're facing within industry and how you're communicating effectively to your people out in the field and how they're communicating back into home base or into the business at large. Currently right now you're using phones a lot, radios in some respect, taking photos of things and sending them back in a text message. This is ultimately a little bit broken. And what we're trying to do is improve that by giving remote mentor video calls and actual real perspective of how we can improve your business, which we've done with one of our customers here today. Secondly, you've got a large, almost a generation of knowledge that's leaving industry through redundancies, retirements, physical incapability of doing the work. And with that leaving industry, those people are taking all that knowledge with them. So how do you capture that? How do you turn that into a value piece, and how then do you share that with your new to industry or new starters in an effective medium that they can be immersed or engage very easily? From there, we take those what we call micro learnings or captured knowledge from the field, turn them into an actionable micro learning, and then deliver that to the user that requires them at the time based on the task, the role, or something specific to their job at hand, so that they can learn almost in situ, but also so they've got access to the right knowledge at the right time to prevent a risk or prevent a harm, or to give them the confidence to do the work that they're out to do. The confidence is a huge thing, and we're really focused on that. And the reason why is that now, with those people leaving industry, and you've got a cliff of about 2025, where almost 80% of your workforce is nearing that, those new people that are coming in industry need to learn fast, and they need to be cared for and then respected in the way that they learn, but also learning in a way that they can bring that into their skill set very quickly and in an environment that isn't just in a training seminar or in a room or something like that. So that's pretty much the basis of what HINDSITE is. In the room, that's one of those slides. Sorry, that's my elevator pitch. I think I've just done that. But where we sit, we're a cloud-based platform, and we're also web-based. So to engage with us is really easy. We're web-based, so you don't have to install anything, and we can turn something on really light with what we did, similar to what we did with urban utilities. So in a COVID world from 2020, January, I was presenting in a similar forum to the water sector about what HINDSITE is, and there was this running joke about how we need to stockpile toilet paper and all that sort of stuff. But we had no idea what it was going to do to our industry and how we had to manage our industry and people. And what happened afterwards, we were contacted by stakeholders at Urban Utilities, and they immediately started with us. We spun their instance up in about 3 weeks, and since then they've become our largest customer in the water sector. And now we're looking at not just a tools of trade perspective of this being a piece of kit and a software. How do we take that further, and how do we turn those micro learnings into something that can give a cost back or a remuneration back to the customer themselves? So taking a micro learning, what is that micro learning worth to a Banana Shire Regional Council operator that can't employ a $90,000 person because they simply don't exist there? We'll come back to that. So this is just a small case study, and I'll go back to the web base. This is a small case study of the initial or almost the immediate value that we gave to Urban Utilities within them starting. We saved them $20,000 within 4 minutes from doing a remote mentoring call to one of their providers of service that couldn't be there on site or just wasn't able to be in the same state at the time. And because of the interaction between their engineers, the supplier, and then the operators that were doing the work, the whole cycle saved them $20,000. So that's something that we verified and we can go back to. From here, I wanted to show you the platform itself. So I'm saying that we're a web-based platform. What do we actually do? I'll show you an instance of a remote mentoring video call. And what we've done is captured the call but we've also transcribed the call into another language as well, which is French. And we've timestamped the call based on the audio sections that enable the transfer of knowledge between the senior operator to the junior, where he can talk about a bit about the work that Kyle, for instance, is out to do.
A bit more, but it's all right, and it's normally, it can disconnect on those, can you get those little metal screws in there?
So I'll pause it there. That's a senior operator transferring a bit of knowledge, and it's almost intrinsic or tribal knowledge to that new user, because he wouldn't be there looking for specific things such as tiny metal screws, for instance, or how to insert a probe correctly at a wastewater treatment plant. Further from there, we can capture micro learnings from the user again, and this is something that can be then shared, firstly stored and then shared, but then scanned via QR code from the wearer of a device. They can scan the QR code, watch the micro-learning relevant to the task out at hand, straight to the device, on a phone or on a tablet. And we're currently doing this right now. This isn't like proof of concept stuff. Urban Utilities is our customer in that respect, and this is how they're using us right now. I'll just play that through.
So this video is demonstrating how we're going to do a DO check. The equipment we...
So Boudica is the operator, and he's got the DO probe handheld in his hand, and he's giving an idea of how to use that device for someone that hasn't been at site, and also how to use the plant equipment that's at site. So for anyone that goes there again, they can watch this based on the geolocation of the content, or it will be delivered to them based on their role, responsibility, or user and task. Here we go for time. And then finally, from a transparency perspective, out at luggage, for instance, one of the operators and one of the leads out there, Paul McPhee, he's able to capture real-world instances of your Animox project and then deliver that back into the business.
We've been running this since late January. Seeded it up with carriers there. You can see the red and the dark carriers, they're the seeded carriers, and the white carriers were the new carriers. And you can see the growth is occurring on those white carriers. There's quite a number in there now that are starting to get a very, very light pink tinge to them.
So that's another way that you can provide transparency to the project across, such as Urban Utilities is doing. It's been a 10-year project, so not many people would really know what that is in the first place, and what it looks like for a new starter to understand what the business is doing. Where we're taking this from a hindsight perspective, and what we're wanting to do with customers such as Urban Utilities and others, is what is a micro learning that could be transferred to another business such as a council that can't have access to the skilled people that you have in a metropolitan environment. What is the relationship between that, and how can that be a revenue stream back to the business rather than us being referred to or considered under a cost recovery perspective? So that's what we're looking at right now. And if you can consider an industrialized version of YouTube created by the user for the user, that's literally what we're out to build. And we're doing that right now with not just Urban Utilities, but a number of other customers across power, gas, health. Some hospitals in the US are even looking at us for sharing their surgical skills. We feel that there's a very clear market for what we're wanting to do, and we're really looking forward to progress it.
Any questions? Yep, we've got one at the back.
Yeah, hey, so Karen said this thing, so
Hey, Karen.
I'm partially in love with those headsets, right? And,
No, come on in.
I know, but would you mind just telling everyone a little bit about the camera and its augmented reality capability as well?
I'll do you one better. I can try and do a virtual demo if you'd like, but that tech demos are notorious for things.
Do you also want to stand here so the people at
Sure.
the virtual
So-
audience? No pressure, no pressure.
So we partnered with a couple of devices, two in particular. We deploy on Google Glass Enterprise Edition 2 and the RealWear HMT. This is an industrialized version. Google Glass is more of a light industry, more inside warehousing logistics, but the device that I've got here is literally a head-mounted tablet. It has a HD camera, an Oculus here that I can watch those micro learnings in the viewfinder so that I don't have to hold things or take my gloves off or put myself in harm's way. And it's literally based on a Wi-Fi connection. So this is currently hotspotted to my 5G hotspot over here. You can tether it to your phone. The team out at Goodna, they just use their work phone, so you don't have to provide anything else. But the real thing is, these apply to certain people, not every person. So you don't need to go out and buy a whole bunch of new wearable kit. These will apply to the person that needs to use it and can be shared between the group. We do deploy on legacy hardware such as laptops, phones, tablets, that kind of thing as well. But the purpose of this was to be hands-free, and the purpose of being hands-free was to enable the person to always have their hands on the tools and not put themselves in harm's way. My voice is going very dry right now, so sorry for that. But that's, I'm keen to obviously do a demo for anyone that wants to have a look at it, but that's us right now. We've been going for the last 4.5 years. We are very keen to engage with you in a pilot perspective, and we have proven track records with your existing industry, and would welcome the opportunity to talk to anyone.
Thank you.
That's okay.
And here, have this token
Thank
bottle
you
of
very
water
much.
as an expression of thanks. So
That's it.
thank you.
How much was this water?
You get it from Coles, apparently.
That's it.
Thanks very much, Doug.
That's okay.